Hello, this is Trevor, and today we're working on the blind SQL injection with out-of-band data exfiltration. This is the final lab in the SQL injection of all SQL injection labs. All right, what we're going to do is the vulnerabilities in the tracking cookie, which we're used to by now. It's executed asynchronously, so we won't be able to do any time delays and establish true false from that. There's a different table called users with username and password, and we're trying to get the administrator password, solve the lab. We need to log in as the administrator user. Very cool. All right, so we just did in the last lab a similar one. Let's get started, and we'll test out some stuff in this lab to see what we need to figure out the database type, right? As always. So I do have this on burp. We should have this guy. We'll send it to, I want one with a, I'm going to just refresh this. That'll be, I wanted one with the tracking ID, so I'm going to send this to repeater and send that again. Perfect. Let's go. What do I want to do? I want to determine the type of database. Because we just did Oracle, I doubt it's that, but let's look at our Vim. Oh, we named it lab out of band. And if you notice, I haven't been doing lab for any of those, so I'm going to move out of band, lab out of band to out of band. This is probably pretty anal of me, but I don't want to have one that's different. And what I really wanted to open this for was because we just did Oracle, I doubt it's this, and I don't want to use my mouse for that. I want to, and then let's open up Kate. If we had the query that we built, it's probably just easier to go here to the injection strings and start just like this. And then we want a single quote, boom, boom, boom. We're going to add that here, dash, dash, space. We're going to select, we'll do the same that we did last time to start out. We'll do A, B, C, D. And our collaborator subdomain. Let's get that. I'm going to go to burp and do burp collaborator client, copy to clipboard. Let's paste that here. Every time you copy to clipboard, it's going to get a new one. Let me just show you. So it doesn't matter. I mean, they should all collect into the same, I should be able to see request to this one, even though I now have a new one. And we'll use this first one to just prove it to you. Where does this go? Here, right? No, it goes here. Yes. All right, that looks right? Select A, B, C, D. No, it's not. From, let's do it like this. From dual. Now it looks good. We're going to throw that here and highlight Control U, send. Oh, it's taking a second. When it takes a second, that leads me to believe it's probably it because it's looking up, it's doing those DNS queries. Let's poll. Survey says it is. And you see how I was saying that even though we had copied to clipboard 2, I'm still getting the first one that I had. It's still letting me view the first one. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. But you do see our string here. So this is how we're going to extract data from the database. And the HTTP, it's also here, as well as the DNS requests. So we need to get the administrator password. We're going to do the same query, but instead of select ABCD, we can just type it here. Select password from users where username equals administrator. And we don't want dual here. That's what we want. Here's my issue right now. We can send this, but what if this password has some crazy characters in it? I'd much rather base64 encode this so I know it's safe and then append it. I don't know if Oracle has the ability to base64 encode stuff. Let's see. Oracle DB base. So it's a function. It doesn't seem like they have it. I want UTL encode subprograms. UTL encode, interesting. Well, we can try it. If we get an error, in the request, then we can come back and try this stuff. Select UTL raw, cast to raw from dual. Hey, that looks encode. This looks like maybe we could use it. Let's try it in our local one. For what do we have? We have Postgres on the right, on the left, I mean. Docker exec MySQL Oracle. So this has, Oracle has some different tables. Select, let's just do select A, B, C, D from dual. And then, I hate that I cannot just up arrow. We want to do this. Select, paste this. And then let's do another one. Select A, B, C, D. The reason I'm doing a subquery, not just pasting A, B, C, D, is because this is how I want to format it for the, our payload. Is I want to run the select password from, and then I want to base 64 encode that. Well, I should be able to just do encode A, B, C, D. I should be able to just do select username, select password from dual. That looks good to me. Although, do you notice that it totally capitalized everything? And decode as base 64. Wait, what? Did I not do something right? Did I choose a different encode? Util encode base 64 encode. Well, that's annoying. How did it get this? Did I not read enough? So it's doing something besides base 64. It looks like, which takes raw and returns encoded value as raw. So we need to raw. It sounds like it. I'm skimming over this, but it looks like raw is hex. I don't know. This doesn't look like exactly what we want. Let's come back to this. If what we think if we need this base 64 encoding, we can use it. All right. Now that I've sidetracked us, good. We've got our payload, right? Select password from users where username equals administrator. We've got our payload all set up. We just need to exploit it. Let's create a new file called out of band. What is this? Data exfiltration. Data exfiltration.py. It's going to look an awful lot like this one. All of this stays the same. Our exploit is going to change. Not by a whole lot, though. All we need to do is change this. Select password from users where username equals administrator. Looks like I spelled that right. We need to provide after we do our exploit, sending exploit here, we need to give this the script the password. So let's do input. Let's name it password. How do I do input? Am I not doing this right? Or no, I save it. I do password equals input provide password. And then we'll do, we need to, shop is logged in. So we need a session this time. Sesh equals request dot session. And we'll throw it here. Shop dot login with the username of administrator, the password of password, and then we check if it's solved. Boom. I think that is it. Let's send this and see how we do. Let's go here, make sure our thing is still live. It is. Here, Python, out of band, data, exfiltration. We need the URL. We need the collaborator payload. Let's send it. Provide password. So looked like it worked okay. Here's the password. In DNS, is there a better way to Control C? In the real world, I'd probably spend a little bit more time making sure I could base64 encode it and then lab is solved, and then use it and then write down how I did it and use it that way. I've never done out of band on Oracle, so yeah. That is it. We solved it. Just to recap what we did the same exploit, although we changed where we are, what data we're selecting. We did the same. Let me finish my sentence first. We did the same exploit as we did in the last video, except for this time we're selecting actual data from a table instead of just the ABCD. We're sending those to Burp Collaborator, and then we're asking for what was sent in Burp Collaborator in the script so we can log in and verify that it's solved. We did do a little bit of research on this functionality, which looks like what we can use to so it looks 41, 42. What we can use, sorry, I'm still confused. I need to spend a minute and actually read this instead of just glancing over parts. How we can use these functions to encode what we want to send into something that's safe for subdomains, whether that's sending it as raw or casting it to raw like they do here, or trying to base64 code it. Base64 has been default, but that's, not necessarily. It's probably going to be better to do something like this hex if this is actually just casting it to hex. And the reason why is because this will not have the equal sign which our base 64 will, and I'm not sure a subdomain can allow an equal sign. So when we do this query, imagine having equal sign there. I'm not sure that will pass DNS. So maybe just converting it to hex would be better, because that will just be, you know, 2 numbers or 2 characters for each letter. It'll be longer, but no special characters. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. The next one's going to be cross-site scripting. Woohoo! See ya.